Class, last week we read a lot of good fiction stories with animals in them as the main characters and the subjects. Well, in these fiction stories, one thing that's true is a lot of fiction writing is made up in the author's imagination. So there could be parts that are real or parts that could happen in real life, but the stories are mostly created to entertain us, teach us a little something, and they are created by the author's imagination. You guys remember Dogzilla, where the animals are so silly and so fun, and it was kind of fun to have pictures of animals in there too, of real dogs and mice. Brave Charlotte, where she was brave and went on an adventure, didn't she? And then Hunk, about the swan ballerina. Well, she was brave too, kind of like Charlotte, and she wasn't like every other swan. She wanted to do things a little different. Well, we're going to read a story today, and it's a fiction story as well. But as we read, I want you to be thinking of the parts of the story that could be real. Maybe they could really actually happen. We're going to start this story today. It's called BEARDREAM. BEARDREAM, written by Will Hobbs, and the illustrator is Jill Kastner. Okay, so we're going to start this story. We're not going to read all of it today. We're going to start and read part, and then we'll finish it later in the week. So as I read it, though, I do want you to be thinking about the parts that maybe could actually happen. Okay, it's a fiction story, so it's created in someone's mind, but also, are there parts of it that really could happen? Okay, let's be thinking of that as we read. And this is meant to give us inspiration in our own writing. So we can take examples from this story, the wonderful words and pictures too, and we can use it for our own writing. Before we start, I have a couple vocabulary words for you. The first word that you may not know is bristling, and this just means angry. If someone is bristling, it means that they're frustrated and mad and angry. Another word is haunches. If someone is standing or kicked back onto their haunches, they're on their back legs. So maybe a horse, when he goes, neigh, and he kicks back up, he goes back onto his back legs, called his haunches. Another word for homes is den. So sometimes you think of like a cave or a den as a home for an animal. Another word is kneeling. If someone is kneeling, that means they're sitting on their knees. Okay, so those words will come up in the story. I'm going to read it to you, just the first part of it, okay? And then we'll read together the rest later in the week. Alrighty, so again, the story is called BEARDREAM. Beautiful illustrations. I'll try to show them to you as we go along. It was springtime in the mountains, but the great bear was still sleeping. Long after all the other bears had left their dens, he was still dreaming. In the bear's dream, it was springtime, and he was fishing in a stream that flowed out of the crystal blue lake. He was catching the trout with his quick paws. The great bear didn't know that he was dreaming. He thought that he was awake, but he was still sleeping. Every day the sun rode higher in the sky, but still the great bear didn't wake up. He dreamed he was playing on the snowbanks, sliding down over and over onto the green grass. He dreamed that he was eating wildflowers, and they tasted sweet. In the village in the mountains, a boy everyone called Shorttail was asking around about the great bear. Has anyone seen the great one going around the woods? Where is old Honeypaws? Where's grandfather? The people began to worry that the great one had not survived the winter. So they're asking, where is this big bear? Where's the great one? The one who walks what they say, the one going around the woods. They're all wondering if he's going to be out of hibernation soon. Oh. It says Shorttail, so the boy, his name is Shorttail, he decided to go up on the mountain to have a look around. The people saw him leave on 2 feet, but soon he was climbing on the mountain on all 4s like a bear. High on the mountain, Shorttail became very tired. He stopped to rest and he fell into a dream. In his dream, he was kneeling by the entrance of the great bear's den. He could hear the bear snoring. "Wake up, grandfather," the boy said politely. "You should have been up a long time ago. You'll starve to death." Still, the bear snored on. "Wake up, great one, wake up," Shorttail said a little louder. Only a grunt, and then a little more snoring. "Big tracks, wake up." 3 quick grunts, and still more snoring. The 4th time, Shorttail yelled with all his might, "Wake up, grandfather!" This time, the great bear came growling out of the den, bristling and terrible. It means he's mad and angry. And he knocked the boy down. "You woke me up," the bear snarled, standing over the boy. "I thought you might need some help. It's spring. It's time for you to come out." The bear looked all around, blinking his eyes. The wildflowers were already blooming. Everyone was afraid that something had happened to you, grandfather. The great bear sat down on his haunches. So he sat down on his back legs. And he thought about how respectful the boy was. If the boy had not come, he would still be asleep. The boy had come to help him. So all this time I've been asleep. Now I've got to hurry. I'll miss it. "I might have already missed it," said the bear. "Missed what?" wondered Shorttail. "Quick, climb onto my back. For your kindness, I'll show you a secret." We're going to pause that story right there. What do you think so far? This seems like this is some sort of tale, maybe a tale from some traditions in other parts of the world. The boy calls this bear grandfather. Maybe there's something special there. Okay, so what parts of this story really could happen? Do you think there's anything in this story that really has happened or really could take place? What's happened so far? I want you to tell me what has happened so far in the story. What happens first? Then next, tell me a little bit of what has happened so far. And then I want you to make a prediction. This is so fun to do. Tell me what you think is going to come next. So I want you to think of the story. What secret do you think the bear wants to share with the boy? Okay, so you get to use your imagination now and create an ending to the story. Okay, so you think of what secret you think the bear might want to tell the boy or show him to thank him for his kindness. And you're going to share that in your writing and send me a picture in Dojo. Okay, scroll down, scroll below so you can see all those questions and send me your responses in Dojo, okay? I look forward to reading them, and then we'll finish the story and see if our predictions were correct later in the week. Have a beautiful day. Have fun writing.